But you made a really good point about something else that can help her yesterday. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So Angel has spent a lot of time. She spent pretty much her entire collegiate career, especially at LSU, playing the center position. She was going against mostly players that were like-sized or that she could out athleticism in terms of gaining leverage to get downhill and get to the basket. Naturally, she generated a lot of free throw attempts, but the other big thing in that is she was able to finish with consistency around the rim. I feel like we've seen through these first 5 games, we've seen her shot block a fair share of times. And I think that's a natural part of her integration and just generally evolving to the level of play in the W. Players have more length. Players are more athletic. Players have better anticipatory skills in terms of what you need to do to be an impactful shot blocker in the W. And just generally speaking, she has to just get a better feel for the types of defenses that she's going up against in terms of individual matchups. And I think the best way for her to neutralize and kind of change the outcome of a lot of the scenarios where she has the ball in the paint is by playing off of 2 feet. It's something that's going to take a little bit of film being studied of herself and how she could kind of mitigate things in specific scenarios in which she gets the ball with this team. But also she's somebody that really dives into studying other players to gain a competitive advantage. And I think she could greatly benefit from looking at somebody like obviously A'ja Wilson, somebody who's also left-handed, so that it wouldn't have to look different in terms of how she's assessing it for herself. But somebody she had a front row seat to going up against yesterday was Nneka Ogwumike. And that's another player who has exquisite footwork, especially for a post, can catch the ball in multiple scenarios and look extremely comfortable playing off of 2 feet. And I think that's the big thing for Angel as she continues to get more comfortable by the game. You could tell the game is slowing down and she's processing it even better. When she gets to that point where when she's getting to the paint, which she has no problem with, and by the way, I checked the record for her as far as free throw attempts, and her 6.6 attempts per game is 6th in the WNBA right now. So again, something that wouldn't have been on the bingo card for her this early in the season. We knew she would get rim pressure, get free throw attempts, but 6.6 attempts and being 6th in the W is outstanding. Her getting to the line that much, I think she could convert a handful of those attempts where she does get to the line into potential and one opportunities, or when she doesn't get the whistle, which she didn't get a handful of times last night, which had us both questioning things. She can play through that contact and finish still just by playing off of 2. And there's going to be a level of patience and feel that's going to be garnered when she does get to that point. But I do think she'll start to feel that out and get to that point where she's playing off of 2 feet with more consistency, whether she's in a post or she's getting downhill out of the pick and roll. And that's going to be extremely advantageous for her. She might even get to that point where she's baking that into her process by the time we get to the All-Star break, if not the finish line of her rookie campaign.
We all silly like the mayor.